Hello, and today we're going to answer this question. And look, I'm no expert, but why do Cartesian versus Core XY? And in case I'm speaking Greek to you, this is a Cartesian printer, and this is a Core XY. I'm not sure if all box printers like this are Core XY, but I think maybe. But the biggest difference is that with a Cartesian printer, such as an Ender 3, the bed moves this way. And this movement allows the printer to do the y-axis. The z-axis, or up and down, is controlled by a lead screw back here, which lifts and lowers the entire gantry that the printhead rides upon. Conversely, with this Core XY, what moves up and down is actually the bed. And instead of the printhead moving up, the bed moves down. But then how is the Y controlled? Well, this is where the name Core XY kind of comes into play. Because to move either X or Y, both motors have to work in tandem. So which is better? The answer is neither. Or at least that's my humble opinion. Because you see, with smaller printers, Cartesians are great. They're often referred to as bed slingers. But their bed slinging nature is kind of what creates the problem. And I can kind of show it off with this sword, where you can notice you can see more layer lines at the top of the sword than at the bottom. Because you see, when a print gets taller, it starts to wobble more on that y-axis. This can introduce vibrations, and with a taller print can cause more imperfections as you go higher up the print. However, with the Core XY, it basically stays the same all the way down. The Z doesn't have an effect on the vibrations at the top. Well, not a big effect. Another big problem with, like the Ender 3, they only have one lead screw, most of them, and so this kind of leaves one side of the printer sort of holding a lot of weight on the end of a stick. This is why if you're doing direct drive on one of those, you should almost always do dual Z as well. So that's it, right? We'll just do Core XY for everything. Problem solved. No. Because you see, Core XY has their own set of problems. Because in order for the printhead to make any movement, it must use both motors. It makes their gantry more robust, more able to handle things like direct drive. However, this can affect how well they do dimensions, especially circles. This can introduce very weird symptoms in a print. They also generally take way more parts to make work, so they're more expensive. But one of the main reasons why I like a Core XY is because they are awesome for doing time lapses. There's no need to worry about Octoprint or any sort of fancy setup, because the Z just drops, and all you have to do is set up a camera and hit start. But with a Cartesian printer, when you try to time-lapse it, you get all this jiggly craziness. So yeah, I hope that helps, and if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments.